Hello everyone, we are to speak about one in all the best scientists of all time. Isaac Newton was a physicist and mathematician who developed the principles of contemporary physics, including the laws of motion, and is credited in concert of the nice minds of the 17th-century scientific revolution. In 1687, he published his most acclaimed work, Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy. Newton was born on January 4, 1643, in Woolsthorpe, Lincolnshire, England, using the Old Julian calendar. Newton was the sole son of a prosperous local farmer, also named Isaac, who died 3 months before he was born. A preterm infant born tiny and weak, Newton wasn't expected to survive. At age 12, Newton was reunited together with his mother after her second husband died. She brought along her 3 babies from her second marriage. Newton was enrolled at the King's School in Grantham, a town in Lincolnshire, where he lodged with an area apothecary and was introduced to the fascinating world of chemistry. His mother pulled him out of faculty at age 12. Her plan was to create him a farmer and have him tend the farm. Perhaps sensing the young man's innate intellectual abilities, his uncle, a graduate of the University of Cambridge's Trinity College, persuaded Newton's mother to possess him enter the university. When Newton got wind of Cambridge, the scientific revolution of the 17th century was already fully force. The heliocentric view of the universe, theorized by astronomers Copernicus and Johannes Kepler, later refined by Galileo, was well known in most European academic circles. It absolutely was during this point that Newton kept a second set of notes, entitled Quaestiones Quaedam Philosophicae, certain philosophical questions. The Quaestiones reveal that Newton had discovered the new concept of nature that provided the framework for the scientific revolution. Though Newton graduated without honors or distinctions, his efforts won him the title of scholar and 4 years of monetary support for future education. Though Newton graduated without honors or distinctions, his efforts won him the title of scholar and 4 years of monetary support for future education. Newton made discoveries in optics, motion and arithmetic. Newton theorized that white light was a composite of all colors of the spectrum, which light was composed of particles. His momentous book on physics, Principia, contains information on nearly all of the essential concepts of physics except energy, ultimately helping him to clarify the laws of motion and also the theory of gravity. Together with mathematician Gottfried Wilhelm von Leibniz, Newton is credited for developing essential theories of calculus. Newton's first major public scientific achievement was designing and constructing an optical telescope in 1668. As a professor at Cambridge, Newton was required to deliver an annual course of lectures and chose optics as his initial topic. He used his telescope to review optics and help prove his theory of sunshine and colour. The Royal Society of London for Improving Natural Knowledge asked for an illustration of his optical telescope in 1671, and also the organisation's interest encouraged Newton to publish his notes on light, optics and colorize 1672. These notes were later published as a part of Newton's Optics, or, a treatise of the reflections, inflections and hues of sunshine. Between 1665 and 1667, Newton returned home from Trinity College to pursue his private study, as school was closed thanks to the Nice Plague. Legend has it that, at this point, Newton experienced his famous inspiration of gravity with the falling apple. In step with this common myth, Newton was sitting under an fruit tree when a fruit fell and hit him on the pinnacle, inspiring him to suddenly come up with the idea of gravity. While there's no evidence that the apple actually hit Newton on the pinnacle, he did see an apple fall from a tree, leading him to wonder why it fell straight down and not at an angle. Consequently, he began exploring the theories of motion and gravity. In 1687, following 18 months of intense and effectively non-stop work, Newton published Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy, most frequently called Principia. Principia offers an actual quantitative description of bodies in motion, with three basic but important laws of motion. First law: a stationary body will stay stationary unless an external force is applied thereto. Second law: force is up to mass times acceleration, and a change in motion is proportional to the force applied. Third law: for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's three basic laws of motion outlined in Principia helped him gain his theory of gravity. Newton's law of universal gravitation states that two objects attract one another with a force of attractive force that's proportional to their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the space between their centers. These laws helped explain not only elliptical planetary orbits but nearly every other motion within the universe, how the planets are kept in orbit by the pull of the Sun's gravity, how the Moon revolves around Earth and also the moons of Jupiter revolve around it, and the way comets revolve in elliptical orbits round the Sun. They also allowed him to calculate the mass of every planet, calculate the flattening of the world at the poles and also the bulge at the equator, and the way the gravitational pull of the Sun and Moon create the Earth's tides. In Newton's account, gravity kept the universe balanced, made it work, and brought heaven and earth together in one great equation. Thank you for watching this video. If you wish the video, give us like. Share the video and subscribe on our channel.